Now it's working. That's so stupid. I didn't do anything.
You looked at it angrily.
I hate that so much, dude. God, that's annoying.
Yeah. I'll take Monday to clean all this shit. You looked at it angrily.
I hate that so much, dude. God, that's annoying. Oh, hi, we're live.
I think you have to turn your volume down.
You looked at it angrily. I hate that so much, dude. God, that's annoying. Oh, hi,
You're gonna have
we're
that.
live.
You're gonna have the echo along unless you have earphone thing.
You have to turn your volume down. Yeah, no. Give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear each other.
Cool. Did you have the link to the YouTubes?
Yes.
Link it up to the Facebook.
One second, people. Doing stuff behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yes. Dave looks so serious.
This is how I work all the time.
Share this.
Copy to clipboard. They say you should smile so it invites more people.
Oh, me or you?
Is that right? Am I doing it right?
You're doing it right. How do I see the live thing? The chat.
The chat.
Can I see the chat? No, I can't see the chat. I have to actually be on Facebook. Just share it on the page, and then we can get started. We are.
What?
Dave's so confused.
I'm not confused. What do you want me to share it on Facebook?
Yeah, just letting people so they can join YouTube.
John. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Joffrey? Is it? Okay. Yes, we're still on in October. Says you guys have to work on to improving the referees for the next tournament. We're working on it. We're working on some things next year so that we can have some like official things, referees and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, referees.
Yes, referees. You talking about them? Yes, referees. What?
Did you share it on the Facebook page?
I'm working on it. Working on it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Come on, man. All right. While everybody's here, say something, Richie, instead of look at your phone.
I'm trying to see who's watching. There's only one person watching. Hello. Hello. A little awkward turtle. Yes. So who asked about referees?
I think it's John Joffrey.
John Joffrey. Yep. So refs are one of the hardest things to get for any league. No matter how much training, it's hard for refs in general to not be on a side and be on a side, I guess. Things don't go certain ways, so you think a ref's against you. One of the biggest things, in my opinion. They are lazy refs. We're trying to weasel those out. So that's why a couple of refs weren't there certain days. Dave looks frantic.
Why do I look frantic? I'm just posting stuff.
How do I find this chat?
Which chat? On YouTube's?
Yes.
That is the most.
Why do I look frantic? I'm just posting stuff.
Okay.
How do I?
You can mute that if you want to, though.
I'm trying to. But yeah, I guess you don't have to be the guy who's going to read all the chats because mine My computer isn't set up.
He says, it is a great idea because improv. Sorry, I'm trying to read and do things at the same time. Um, Improvised referees doesn't help keep the continuity. I agree. Yes,
Mhm.
from Team Energy. Thank you guys for the last event. You are very welcome. Thanks for coming out. We are always continuing to beat each other down and try to make things as enjoyable for the player as possible. I still play. Richie pretends that he does. So I try to look at things the way that I would want it as a player. Okay.
Technical difficulties. How do I find chat? This is getting weird. Yeah,
Dear Facebook.
I wish I had my chat set up. It's kind of weird.
That's funny. Still a noob over here. Still a noob.
Yep. Well, like I said, we are trying to improve referees. We always tell our refs, ref the way you want to be refed. That's our rule. You hate it when refs don't come check a player. I know sometimes it's some players will yell, check him, and he's not hit. There's 3 or 4 refs watching him. Like I said, it's kind of hard. There's also, no matter how experienced a ref is, certain calls are going to be called, and you got to go by what the ref called. If we see something up top, me or Dave, we'll make a call. And again, if it's against you, there's always going to be a bad guy. So we got to be the bad guy. We're running the league. We're trying to make it as smooth as possible. It's not much more we can say about refs in general. You can look at NXLs. NXLs always have bad refs and good refs. Any other league, USXBLs, good refs and bad refs. It comes down to the person itself, like an employee. There's laziness and there's people that love their job. So as much as you try to get the best refs out there, they're going to work as hard as they want to. And as much as we can yell at them or any of that stuff, it won't change. And we try our best to weasel out those ones that don't want to change if they need to change, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from my standpoint too, like as somebody who's actually done refereeing and somebody who still referees our events, some things are going to get missed, right? Like we try to teach our referees as much as possible to make sure you catch as much as you can. But then you also have to keep in mind, like they're running and sprinting and getting shot all day, just like you are, but they get less breaks. So, as the day wears on, people tend to get tired. They tend to not see certain things kind of situation. And we're trying to improve that as much as possible, but it's just one of those things. So, um, from my standpoint as a player and as a referee, shoot him in the face, he can't wipe it off. So, uh, it sucks when you get a shot. I mean, I've been in finals a few times where a guy makes a move, I make a great shot, and then he just wipes it off, and nobody sees it. And here I go. So, it's I hate to say that it's part of the game, but it's one of those things.
We will be improving our rest system overall. But other than that, like we said, there's not much we can do. Even if people offered a ref, like I said, it comes down to how tired you get, how lazy people get, or how much more they want to put into it. Let's move forward to what's on our list, Dave.
So first, we're going to talk about registration. We're going to try to make this short and sweet, just for you, just for you. So registration for the October 17th and 18th event. So the Wepnz Championship is September 19th. That is the first deadline. Anytime after 11:59, 36, whatever time it is, whatever, midnight, is when you will incur a late fee kind of situation. So you want to make sure that you pay before then so that you save your team some money. And then that ensures that we kind of get a really good head count for ordering paint and getting things. We know that things are kind of tight because of COVID-19 and things like that. So it really helps us in the long term to kind of get that taken care of. And it helps you too, because you don't have to pay extra money. So September 19th.
Save the monies.
19th, what?
Save the monies.
Save the monies. September 19th is the first deadline. Oh, you put that. Oh, well, if you're gonna put the thing right in front of your camera, then put the HTTPS so they can see it.
What thing? Oh,
Your
this
mug.
my mug.
Your
Let's see
mug.
where we. Yeah.
This guy trying to show off. Wagged out. Um, so yes, so that is the first deadline. Just like anything else, we probably will continue to do videos, updating different questions that we may have come across, different things that we want to look into. And then we tell you when the next deadline and the next deadline and when the final deadline is. So be on the lookout for that. If you are a team that may jump in a little late, you can always come back and look at these videos. We might go over things. And then usually what we do is we grab as much information from these, you know, month and a half to 6 weeks kind of time, to put into the captain's meeting. So um, moving on, uh, 7 man. Everybody's excited about the 7 man, as Richie just smirks.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open registration for the 7 man October 12th.
Yes.
We'll make a post about that as well so that you can have access to it. You can easily sign up and things like that. But October 12th will be the first day that you can sign up. It'll give you just over about a month to sign up for the event, and we'll adjust the deadlines accordingly. So
Hmm.
um, we're going to do a cap of 12 teams per day. So how is the breakdown, Richie, of the divisions? It's
It's D. Saturday would be D5 and lower, so D5 to beginner, and then Sunday would be D4 up to D2.
D4 to D2. Yes.
Yeah.
So that allows, if you want to make the bump, I personally don't think it's going to be a obscene difference if you're a
Hmm.
beginner player and you want to play with some guys that's been playing for a while. I'm sure you're going to be able to get playtime kind of situation. Um, I don't think you need to worry about finding 6 people to play on Saturday if you that kind of situation, right? So keep that in mind. But uh, these teams, we've got 20. I looked at the roster today. We've got at least 6 new rookie teams this event.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of people in Houston that want to play paintball. I'm pretty sure you can find somebody to play on Saturday if you want to.
Yes.
Keep on Facebook. We have our free agents page. So if 2 teams want to collaborate there and then trade information to sign up for the event, go ahead. Feel free.
Yes.
Feel
All right.
free.
Let's move on to the ID situation.
Okay. You want to start that off?
Uh, so everybody asks why we have the ID system and why people are wondering why that's important. So last event we did have the issue of sandbagging. There was a D5 team that made a fake ID, and this guy knows better that he played so many tournaments, and then he's trying to pull off that he's a D5 player when he's actually ranked D4. And his other teammate was a D4 player, and then they had another, was it a D5 player? So 2 D4s on that division is illegal. They did it on purpose. So we had to ban them from our leagues. But going forward, if we find out you are not ranked where you should be ranked, you will be banned from every league. What we're saying is, this is, what was the word I said earlier?
It's
Unethical.
unethical. I was gonna say
Yes.
either way.
Yeah.
Words.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, you know better. You're cheating the system. It's unsportsmanlike. You're taking away an opportunity for a player that is in that right division to win the tournament when they should have won the tournament. It was unfair. We say we want a little lenient because we are trying to keep the sport intact, and especially with the COVID thing. But moving forward, if you do make a fake ID and you're trying to play in the division you're not, and you're cheating the system, we will ban you from APPA. Period. I think that would be the fairest thing. Give you guys a warning now.
Yep. Yeah, this is the first and final warning. I was hoping it would take a while for this to happen, but here we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it takes away the competitive spirit of the event. just playing in general. If you know you're a better player than what you're playing at, then what's the competitive edge that you have? Like you're just
Hmm.
it's like a grown man playing a 4-year-old at that point. Like it's not it doesn't mean anything. So that kind of sucks for us. And we got a lot of questions and a lot of pushback about what do we do with why IDs, why do you have to pay for them, kind of situation. And this is why, right? When people come from out of town that we may not know, or maybe there's a new player in Houston and that kind of situation, that's why we do this, so that we can catch those guys first, we can catch those guys early. Um, and just to kind of clear things up, Richie said made a fake ID. That is incorrect. I make the IDs. He's referring to creating an additional profile. Um, and that is usually caught in APPA early, but things do slip through the cracks. So he was able to do something. I don't know what the case was, but we were able to find out about it, and he no longer can play our events. And that will go for anybody who tries to, you know, jump the system essentially, right? So we want to make sure that if you're there to play D4, you can play D4. You can have one D3 player. It is what it is, right? Like that's the rules. But you want to stick to the rules. We have them there for a reason, so that we don't have some D1 pro just running around on rookies all day kind of situation. It's ridiculous. So
Hmm.
we also had another issue that I want to bring up is about paint. We do have a rule about no outside paint. You have to buy the paint from us. We designate and have all kinds of signage up that shows where you can buy paint, who you can buy paint from, that kind of situation, so that you don't run into the issue that we did. Right. We did our due diligence, I feel like, above and beyond. So we made sure that we didn't have that issue again during the day. Um, but we also went to Greg Pauly and we talked to him about GI's processes and things like that. There's almost never an
There's never.
opportunity, almost never ever ever an opportunity for a different color paint than what we order to be in our order. So everybody that we're talking about, that we know who you are, there's no need to name call or whatever the case may be, name drop, if you will. But those are things that we're going to try to improve on, so that we can catch those things. Like it takes away from the league, it takes away from other players, other teams, and we want it to be as equal as possible for everybody, right? um, so some things that you need to be aware of that we're going to change is, we are going to be more strict about IDs. If you're coming to pick up an ID and you don't have a government issued ID, it has to be one of the following. Um, Another form of photo ID with your name, the exact name that you have on APPA. So don't say you go by John and then you come show me an ID and John is nowhere in your name. If your middle name is John and it's on your ID, okay, we can talk about that. But don't say I go by John and your name is Mick. I can't do that anymore. I haven't done it before. I'm just saying, like, we can't do that, right? For younger players, school ID with your picture on it, with your same name as on APPA. If you feel like you have an issue where you may have started a profile on APPA and the name is not the same, you can contact them and say, hey, this is my old profile and this is my new one. Can you merge them? And this is what I want the overall profile to be with my name. You can do that. He's done it before. Right, Richie?
No.
You
But
just ask.
have it done before the event happens. Don't wait till the week of the event to do it, because they won't get it done in time. You won't be able to play if it's not done in time. But you
Right.
will have to be strict. As much as we want everybody to play, we have to be stricter on the sandbagging. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like it can be done, right? Like that's what these people do all day. You just have to do your work and give them time to do it, right? Other than that, from now on, we will be keeping paint sheets so that we can keep track of who buys what. So when you come buy paint, we know that some people will buy their own box per team kind of situation. So we ask that you keep your ID on you all the time anyway. Keep your ID on you. Say, I am with X team. They will mark you down on the paint sheet. They will sell you a box or two boxes or however many boxes you want, hand it to you, and you go on about your business, right? That's just so that we can make sure that everybody's buying paint from us. And somebody's been there all day and they bought one box. Like, unless you're shooting somebody that doesn't exist on the other side of the field, like you're gonna go through more than one box all day. So that's another way for us to ensure that everybody's can't believe we're talking about this, so that everybody's honest, essentially, right? Um, Question is, what if a team is sponsored by, example, Empire? Why not allow bring sponsor paint? So you want to handle that one, Richie? I feel like I've been talking all day.
The sponsor paint. So it doesn't matter if you're sponsored or not. And if you go to any league, that's how league are paid. Some leagues rent fields like we do. It does cover our overhead, stuff like that, prizes and all that stuff. So if you want us to allow you to bring your own paint, it would be an upcharge, and that's something we don't want to do because it gets messy. It's a lot easier for us to maintain the paint from our vendors, and that keeps us be able to pay our overheads and stuff like that.
Yep.
If you want to start doing bring your own paint, entry fee will increase a lot more. So because if you guys figure out field rentals, prizes, staff, referees, all that stuff, it's not free. So that's the hard part.
No, it is not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is all of the bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep in mind, right? Like somebody's always watching, right? Um, Teams get upset, teams get salty, and then they start digging into stuff. We have to make sure that we manage our APPA profile as well for the league, so that we make sure that everything's taken care of, right? And we catch these kinds of things. So don't think that you can get away with something and not be punished for it, right? Like, we're in contact with APPA itself. We can make it very difficult for you to play paintball. Like
Yeah, don't ruin it for everybody, because
don't ruin it for
just because you're ranked D4 or ranked D3 and you go play beginner and you smash and you bring home a belt, good for you. You won that event, but you're never playing paintball there again.
Yeah.
So don't ruin for yourself because you're trying to sandbag to make yourself feel better. Like, I don't pat myself in the back if I win a beginner tournament. It doesn't make me feel good, because I'm not in that division. So don't take away from the kids that are starting to learn, or don't play D5 if you're not D5 unless you're allowed to. You're allowed to have one higher ranked player. Don't be that team to try to sneak in 2 or 3 people because you can't win a D4 division or something.
Yep. So with that being said, shame on you. Anyway, so some other things I want to get through before we end tonight. Rings are being made.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll fit around my big finger, but rings are being made.
Yep.
So we know that first place winners for every division, this event will not get belts. They will get rings, right?
Yes.
In lieu of us having the rings as season prizes, what we're allowing, because COVID, what we're doing is season prize for every division will get free entry for the year for next year.
Yep.
So if you are a rookie team and you are first place season winners, it's guaranteed you're going to have to play D5. So D5 next year, you get entry for D5 next year. If you are, keep in mind, I'll make a post probably tomorrow with the breakdown of who is where on the schedule, not schedule, the season rankings. That's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say. If you're like 30 points away and you're like, oh, I'm not going to win. So the championship is worth twice the amount of points. So usually when you win a tournament, you get 100 points when you're first, and it will be worth 200 points if you are first. So
Ooh.
once they average out, that 30-point differential could end up being in your favor, actually.
Mhm.
So keep that in mind. It's worth double. Um, so come out and try to win.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like there's something else, but I can't remember.
I think that's everything we're going over for this video. We'll go over the 7-man rules. We'll have that posted soon. The rules will be posted. We are building a new website, so we'll have more information. Breakdowns better. It's going to be a lot cleaner. All our Facebook and YouTube stuff will be on our website as well, so it's a lot easier for you guys to follow us if need be. Other than that, yeah, 7-man. Pay before the first deadline for the 3-man if you guys plan to play that. The rings are going to look pretty sick. They are real jewelry, so they can be adjusted if they don't fit you.
If they don't fit you, if you got big hands like me.
Yeah. So other than that, I think that should be everything.
Yep.
Kind of a draggy video because we had to talk about what happened last event, and we're trying to improve it every event. So if everybody still likes this live stream, we'll figure out how to do that for the last event. Let us know. Vote. Talk about the live stream. We'll get all our staff to do that on Pixel. Jose always doing great stuff. Pro Edge always helping out with everything. All 3 fields that help us: TXR, Zone, and Texas Legends. We appreciate them. Without the fields, we won't have a place for you guys to play at. And of course, thank you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't exist. So big thank you to you guys. We love the support, and we're always trying to find to
Not that we
make you
wouldn't
guys
do it. I don't think we could do it
exactly.
because then that guy won. He didn't show up, but he won. That dude.
Yeah. So you guys are the heart and soul of the league, and our sponsors are the spine. Without you guys and the spine of the league, me and Dave couldn't do what we love to do. Bring a great series for you guys, and we're looking to improve and to be better.
Absolutely. And we'll John, we'll take your notes to heart about refereeing and things like that. Like we say, we're always trying to improve. So we're going to make sure that we about to get on that for the next event and definitely next year. So
yeah. Any questions before we go?
Yeah. I think it's just him.
Okay.
It's just us alone.
It's okay. We can share this video.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So just share the video. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mhm.